It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy who brings you guys the weekly interviews with your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here. That's right, guys. It's that time of week again. So tonight we're back with the Real Housewives of New York, Season 12, Episode 14, Remembering Your Bluestone Manners. But guys, before we jump into this recap, you know how it works. Make sure you like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and most importantly, press that button below. That way you subscribe to my channel for weekly recaps and interviews, and you don't miss anything that we're doing. But enough of that, guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into the recap of Real Housewives of New York, Season 12, Episode 14, Remembering Your Bluestone Manners. Guys, what a disgusting episode. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right in and talk about Ramona. Ramona plugging the toilet in Dorinda's Bluestone Manor. This was disgusting. And yeah, sure, it happens to all of us, but let's also talk about this is the same woman who defecated on the floor in Colombia. Remember when it smeared all over the place? So this seems to be happening time and time and time again. And I think that's so gross because Dorinda just had this new place done. Anyways, and she's been on her quote-unquote shit list this whole time. Do you get it? Anyways, yeah, so that's where we kind of start out. We're still at the Bluestone Manor, and Dorinda walks into Ramona clogging her toilet, but not before Leah walks into Ramona clogging the toilet, and that's when Leah sees that there is a baby T-U-R-D in there. I can't even say that word, floating around, and so Ramona actually puts her hand in, and you guys get the rest of it. Anyway, so that's when everybody kind of laughs it off, runs away, and is like, ah, this is gross. And thank God everybody's drunk because it was gross. Honestly, the only thing that would have made this whole drunk situation better and the clogging of the toilet situation better would have been drunk Sonia. But of course, drunk Sonia is floating in a sea of bubbles. Yeah, she was floating in a sea of bubbles. That was probably the best place that she could have been. And this is the point that I was missing her because I love when there's something chaotic going and you can just like drop the Sonia bomb right inside of it and poof, there it goes. Everything kind of explodes. I love a good Sonia moment. But since she wasn't there, let's keep it moving on to later in the night when actually Sonia calls out LuAnn and calls out LuAnn by kind of just saying, bye, LuAnn, bye, LuAnn, bye, LuAnn, just pretty much saying that she doesn't need to take her cabaret job. She doesn't need to be treated the way that she's being by LuAnn. And LuAnn's just saying, you know what, the reason I pay you so little is because I'm paying so many people on the roster, and that's how we keep the show going. But leave it to Ramona to remind LuAnn that, hey, Sonia was around before you were, sweetheart, and she was doing cabarets. Actually, though, LuAnn knows her stuff because she came back and said, no, Sonia was doing cabaret-lesque. And I don't know if I'm a stranger to the whole Broadway scene in New York, but I've never heard the word cabaret. So maybe we should Google that together. If you know what it is, maybe comment below, let us know, because cabaret-lesque is, it's not in my book. I don't know. Anyways, guys, like I said, LuAnn ends up trying to justify to Sonia the next day the whole reason that she's paying her the $250. She's just saying that, listen, I have a whole roster of people. I'm paying them a lot of money, and I can't pay you a lot of money because it's a whole production behind it, and what do you want me to do? But Dorinda's not happy about that. In fact, Dorinda's like, I'm gonna get my shot over it all over again and lets LuAnn know that, hey, you're being a POS. And those aren't my words. Those are, well, you know, you watched the episode. But yeah, you're being a POS and, you know, I didn't get a mugshot over it. And that ends up sending LuAnn up the stairs packing. She goes up the stairs with her fuzzy slippers and goes to get her stuff and ultimately leave the Bluestone Manor. And as she's going out, there goes Dorinda behind her because Dorinda loves a good instigation moment. And she's like, go on, LuAnn, whatever you did. And there's your Giovanni bag. She had a Giovanni bag, which was so cliche, but there's your Giovanni bag and you never thanked me for what I gave you. And and it was drunk Dorinda. And that's what we love about her. Actually, Drunk Dorinda is becoming the most iconic part of the franchise aside from Ramona and Bethany. And now that Bethany's gone and Ramona is kind of getting a little bit dated in her ways, I think Drunk Dorinda may hold the crown for the franchise. But let's keep it moving. As Dorinda's chasing LuAnn out, she's waiting for an Uber. She's crying her eyes out, and we never get to see LuAnn cry. But it's good that we see Leah and Ramona. Leah and Ramona have a little bit of a big heart here. Actually, Leah pulls Ramona to the side and says, let's take LuAnn away, and they go to a bar. They're trying to kind of help LuAnn get out of this situation, make her feel better, and make her know that she's not alone, which good for you, Leah, because most of the time you're hanging from a curtain or throwing a pike. So this is great. And most of the time, Ramona's telling somebody about her 50 friends. So this is a step up for both of these ladies. Good for you both. But what I want to say is next day, of course, Dorinda wakes up and she's, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happens with Dorinda. And I think that's funny because we always see that in every single episode. We see it every single season. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you think that Dorinda always does the casual, like, oh, I had a few drinks, nothing happened, like, whoop, over my head? Or do you think that this was just a fluke and, she normally owns it? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, guys, Dorinda had a party the next day, a dinner party that her friend Colin Cowie helped her plan. Actually, Colin Cowie is an event planner who you may or may not know from Kim Zolciak's Don't Be Tardy for the Party wedding day. He was the same event planner from that wedding day, and Sonia might have a crush on him. I don't know. Colin, which is none of our business, claims that he's bisexual or states that he's bisexual. And Sonia's like, yeah, listen, he's, if I buy him something, he'll be sexual. Which that's one of the things that we love about Sonia because she always delivers the lines and she always has a great time. And, who doesn't love drunk Sonia? Aside from the ladies if you have to film with her, which we're not any of those ladies, so we love drunk Sonia. But since we're talking about flirting around a little bit, guys, I want to talk about Leah and this bartender, James. Leah's sitting there flirting with the bartender, James, but something seems off right from the get-go. And I don't know if this is just my producer cap coming off, and I've never been a producer, but something seemed a little bit fishy here. So Leah sits there and starts engaging with this bartender, James, and going back and forth and talking with him a little bit. And then all of a sudden, Dorinda starts engaging with him a little bit. Of course, we get drunk Dorinda, and she's telling him about a $17 scratch-off and blah, 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 blah. One thing after another. And at this point, we can't even understand drunk Dorinda, but you guys know how that goes. You've seen her many and many seasons before. But what I want to know is why did we cut off towards the end of the night and boom, everything cuts off and where did James go? Until the next day, we see James wakes right back up and gets into a car. Not just anybody's car though, guys. Did you watch the episode? Because yes, it was Miss Jill Zarin. She's back. Jill Zarin's back and she was in the back of the car. All of a sudden, this guy gets in, takes off his bracelet and says, I recorded everything. You see her having this big grin and what could he possibly have recorded? And why is Jill Zarin there? And would Jill Zarin be silly enough to obviously have a bartender come in and record everything? Or was this a producer's cap kind of producer's move to make the show more exciting? I don't know, guys. I'm a little bit conflicted on this, but I do want to know what you think. Obviously, to comment below, like this video, comment on this video like I just said, share this video, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel wherever that button is. That way you don't miss any of my weekly interviews, pop culture recaps, or anything in between. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow, and bye, Jolene.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching Up and Adam.